On the news tonight, special Jumat holds in commemoration of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. New AIG Zone 7 tax on sustaining the fight against crime and criminality in the nation's capital. Plus, FCT Ministerial Tax Team crushes confiscated motorcycles.
Good evening, and this is the evening news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the unity station. I am Aisha Uba Ali. Let's begin with religious matters. The Imam of the National Mosque Abuja, Professor Ibrahim Makari, says the sacrifices of men and women of the Nigerian Armed Forces should be appreciated and honored through prayers for the living and the dead heroes, as well as citizens supporting peace initiatives for the unity and development of the country. This was the focus of the Jumat sermon in commemoration of the 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration. Abdullahi Hajia brings us details.
It is yet another time to remember and value the sacrifices of the armed forces of Nigeria for what they have done and are still doing to protect and unite the country. This is why the Imam's sermon reminds worshippers of the patriotic duty to pray for heroes and heroines of the country, while urging citizens to avoid acts capable of breaching public peace.
We should make the whole year celebrating and extending our help, whatever we can afford to their widows, orphans, to whoever they left behind.
Representative of President Muhammad Buhari, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, who was among service chiefs and paramilitary heads, reassures the armed forces of a pride of place.
We owe the country and the armed forces and other security agencies the obligation to ensure that we provide the kind of resources that they need to continue to provide security and safety in our country.
As believers in the potency of prayers, the Imam led a special dua for the continued victory of the armed forces over enemies of the state and leaders as well as followers to succeed. Meanwhile, the sermon at the Al-Habibiyya Mosque, Luzapi, Abuja, centers on the 2 decades of the society's contributions to Islamic propagation and the socio-economic well-being of Nigerians.
Al-Habibiyya is not just another organization, it is an organization that came out of the necessity of the time. A lot of ignorance about ourselves. We also discover poverty where we are not supposed to be poor. And that is how Al-Habibiyya came into being, and we designed different programs to tackle all those 3 thematic areas that we are able to identify.
In Abuja, Abdullahi Hajia, NTA News.
On security, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, has urged the new Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 7 Headquarters, Abuja, Kaede Agbetukun, to keep up the momentum in the fight against crime and criminality in the nation's capital. The minister said this when he received a delegation of senior police officers from the zone, led by the AIG, who paid him a courtesy visit. Oneze Yakubu reports.
The minister, who acknowledged the progress made in the fight against heinous crimes like kidnapping, especially in the rural areas of the FCT, called on the AIG to ensure that the progress recorded continues.
Once this area is safe and well protected, then it's going to augur well for us as a nation. And also, as we relate with other countries, as you know, you have a lot of diplomatic missions here. You have come in with a very wide experience policing in Nigeria. And I wish you all the best.
AIG Kayode Egbetekun hinted that the purpose of his visit is to express his appreciation to the FCT minister for his commitment in ensuring security in the FCT and for the support granted to Zone 7 and the FCT Police Command, especially for the operational vehicles given to the command in 2022.
I also want to assure you, sir, that those vehicles you gave us are being put into judicious use. They have seriously impacted on our operations within the FCT.
On the entourage of the AIG is the FCT Commissioner of Police, Idris Abubakar Sadiq, among other top officials. Oloze Yakubu, NTA News.
Away from security, some registered voters in the FCT have lauded the effort of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, at making it a smooth process for the collection of their permanent voters' card. Sandra Akeme, who visited some of the collection centers at the ward level in Amak, reports that the security personnel were also on ground to ensure orderliness of the process.
As part of measures to ensuring a smooth collection of permanent voter cards, PVCs, by registered voters, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, transferred the collection of the cards to the ward level. A visit to some of the council wards to ascertain the level of turnout registrants collecting their PVCs, expressing satisfaction with the initiative.
It was really nice and is very easy to collect, unlike the previous ones that we need to go queue, and at the end of the day you won't even see nor receive.
Less than 20 minutes and I was able to get mine. So to decongest the crowd, I think it's a great idea.
I tried collecting at Area 10 in Amak. It was, huger crowd. It was difficult to really coordinate. So I'm hoping with it being decentralized and brought closer to the people, it will be a lot easier. So walking in here, I walked in here maybe 5 minutes ago. They have already taken my slip. I hope to get the card soon.
INEC coordinators at the various wards visited say the turnout is encouraging due to the number of PVCs distributed so far.
We are on and people are collecting their PVCs. We have everything in place. For now, no complaints.
Exercise. We have more than 6,000 PVCs now available, from city center to Abachabara, all collected here.
For now, the PVCs were only available for collection at the Commission's local government offices across the Federation. In Abuja, Sandra Akeme, NTA News.
Still on PVCs, the collection of PVCs takes effect at the ward levels from the 6th of January 2023, and all validly registered voters who are yet to collect their PVCs are encouraged to proceed to their wards. A statement signed by INEC National Commissioner for Information Festus Okoye notes that after the 15th of January 2023, the exercise will revert to the local government offices at the Commission until 22nd January 2023. All eligible and valid registrants can collect their PVCs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily, including Saturdays and Sundays. All those that have applied for replacement of lost, damaged or defaced PVCs can collect their PVCs at their wards during this period, and the same applies to those that registered prior to the 2019 general elections and are yet to collect their cards. The PVCs of those that applied for transfer are available for collection at the local government and registration areas where they intend to vote, and not in the states and local government where they carried out the transfers. Similarly, ahead of the February 25th and March 11th general elections, INEC has established a National Situation Room and Collation Center where the result of presidential elections will be collated. A statement by INEC National Commissioner for Information Festus Okoye notes that INEC has designated the International Conference Center in Abuja to serve as the venue for the collation of the presidential election results. The Collation Center will be headed by the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, in exercising his constitutional responsibility as the Chief Electoral Commissioner of the Federation and returning officer for the presidential election. In addition, a few technical staff will assist him. The Situation Room shall be responsible for the preparation of the venue, seating arrangement, utilities and services, security, the accreditation of party agents, as well as the national and international observers and the media. The FCT task team on city sanitation has crushed another set of confiscated motorcycles plying restricted routes in the territory. Members of the team reiterate their unrelenting resolve to enforce the law that prohibits movement of commercial motorcycles within the city. Elizabeth Williams reports.
It was one outing in the series of commitments to rid the Federal Capital City of the menace of commercial motorcycles, with the task team vowing to effectively deliver on its mandate. Area 1 roundabout played host to the crushing exercise monitored by the task team.
A breach of the transportation master plan of the FCT. Minister gave a marching order that all of these illegalities, that's why you could see that the Army, the Navy, the Air Force all joined the DRTS director and myself to actually clear the city of the menace of a commercial motorcycle. We've packed so much of them. We are crushing them today and we'll keep crushing them.
As we all know, the menace of motorcyclists in Abuja, they assist kidnappers, assist bandits. So we are determined to assist other security agencies, particularly the Directorate of Road Traffic Services, to ensure that the Federal Capital City is rid of the menace of motorcyclists.
The minister have warned and directed severally that the Okada riders should be off the city because of the security implication of their operations.
We can confidently say that statistics available to us have revealed that there's a drastic reduction in road traffic crashes as it relates to the use of motorcycles. I want to commend the effort of government for being consistent as far as this enforcement is concerned.
From the number of enforcement we have carried out, we have substantially reduced the number of commercial Okada riders in the Federal Capital City, but it seems that the effort will still have to, be on. We are going to do our spreading so that we don't have to move all together. So from any command, anywhere that motorcycles are seen flying in the wrong routes, they will have to be impounded.
The law enforcers promised to comb other locations within its area of coverage to arrest recalcitrant motorcycle operators. In Abuja, Asabe Williams, NTA News.
Moving on, incessant occurrence of road crashes involving dispatch riders have become a cause of concern to road users in the FCT and even beyond. Odiri Aritere reports on one of such accidents.
So many people have lost their lives, property and sustained severe injuries occasioned by road accidents.
I've seen the traffic light that show me. The rider bike is just all the way from nowhere. There's one tipper that is coming like this. The tipper carry sand. Just come. Boo!
Recently, accidents involving dispatch riders seem to be on the rise. This is due to what many say is the reckless attitude exhibited by courier service providers, who are always in a hurry to deliver their goods.
From the information that we've gathered from the scene of the crash, the bike rider or the dispatch rider beat the traffic light and ran into the vehicle. The two of them have been rushed to the National Hospital. The driver of the vehicle had been treated and discharged, while the rider that had a fracture is still being detained at the hospital. That is the situation at the moment.
FCT Sector Commander FROSC Samuel Oga Ochi expressed sadness at the development.
Dispatch riders, their role or their duty is to ensure safe delivery of items, but unfortunately we notice that many of them are very disobedient to traffic regulations. They beat traffic at will. They ride on expressway without recourse to other road users that are using the road, and of course they have also been responsible for a lot of crashes in the FCT.
Meanwhile, people are of the opinion that the dispatch service providers should discontinue the use of motorcycles and revert to cars. In Abuja, Odiri Arutere, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Muhammad Musa Bello has described the late issue of Kwali Sha'aban Dizazo III as a good leader whose passionate love for the development of education and health care delivery was remarkable. He made the remark of people over the demise of the late monarch. Yakubu Onoze Yakubu, tells us more.
Received by the honor of Abaji and other traditional rulers from Kwali, the minister who spoke in Hausa said he had worked closely with the late Etsu, who always gave him useful advice, one of which was that government officials should always be true to themselves and to God in all their actions, in addition to taking the issues of education and healthcare delivery very seriously. He thereafter called on the political and community leaders in the area council to live up to the legacies of the late Etsu by emulating his exemplary leadership qualities. The minister recalled his last meeting with the late monarch, which was on Christmas Day during the traditional FCT residence homage to President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa. He also commended the Kwali Area Council chairman, community and religious leaders for their roles in the funeral rites and other events that followed the death of the late monarch. Chairman of Kwali Area Council, Daladi Chia, thanked the FCT minister for the visit and revealed that the late Etsu had requested that upon his passing, his successor should be named as soon as possible, which the council intends to honor.
The assurances I want to give you, sir, that the grace of God, the kingmakers and Kwali stakeholders are already sitting down, making arrangements to produce another Etsu, because the late Etsu has given us a directive that after his demise, we shouldn't take time. If possible, within 7 days, we should appoint another chief. That was his last word with us.
Prayer for the repose of the soul of late monarch was offered. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Hey, Chidi! See your son.
Okay, you got eat the ball.
You don't listen.
Up next is Sports Brief with Gideon Johanna.
Interim Management Committee of the Nigeria Professional Football League (IMC) presents 200 million naira take-off grants to all participating NPFL clubs for the 2022-2023 season, Thursday in Abuja, as the league commenced this weekend across the country. This came through one of its sponsors to help cushion financial burden playing in the competition. The chairman, IMC, Benga Elegbeleye, say each of the 20 teams to get 10 million naira each. Meanwhile, following the lifted ban placed on Nigeria Rugby Football Federation last year over lingering internal crisis by International Rugby Board, the federation has hinted on a possible partnership with a giant telecommunication company and broadcasting firm. A huge plus it is, President Dr. Ademola Are disclosed. Our partners have been working hard behind doors, getting things set, and sooner than later, our activities will be unveiled to the teeming populace. With Sports Brief, Gideon Johanna, NTA News.
Thanks for watching the news at 7. It's time I hand you over to the translation studios.
Mama gbaje we shaje we wona bi ku shagbe iwa na ba shwa boda iwo mo praise so ayuba wona wa na ba je gai sala gabe nge asala shi ba na gba kisi da ya Professor Ibrahim Makari wada nge abo abada kawida kushi enki yeyin baku ba wewe ga kogolo ya lakwa uba ya chiba ya chishoko yi ya gishoko yi wa ngoba chaba wa mabashin batindi ba Abdullah Ajia wada nge babye nu sala ngabe be da sanu wo be yin juma wi sala busi wa kodo nge ba da dai ba pa nge ayeye aboda kawida nyi pei ba pa bonu mbana ba mana mba ku jin ba ku ba yewe ga aza ku jin sagi tututu ba ji ba jin ku be Ahmed Lawa wa be yi tukoda je Muhammad Buhari bwani woni shi dugoda shi pageda wala aboda ka we da wo go daga gwamnati ba ginta tin mbare akinsu da dukoda nagmanje Muhammad Musa Bello woku da Abu Sibida za nagman tutu mashi page na ba nyaye AIG Kayode Egbetekun nge wogodo tutu manai wasukun naza abanu kweshi ikinsu da onize Yakubu wada nge za nagman yebe da bada de ni sanu nwobe go AIG nwa tutu shimba wo bo abi wada nge Abu Sibida tutu no ba sukun na azanu kwe na ba yasase dagma anabaja sida inge ekizina dugoda nagmanje Muhammad Musa Bello wada nge asu kwali nya ye Shaban ni zazo be taida wo saji apia hunyan be gnabi manainu wo be gnapma waje anya baba nado na anai ashigbe shin batete bai basaza shokokuche onize Yakubu wada nge dugoda ebe dabada ni sanu wo be lo na babai okwali woku asu ije su kwali bada manaida wogodu nge shoko iba ga wasasa ba manai wogodu nge akwali bati bada manai mu ba ju opta manai mu ya magbaje ibe jadowo nkwe na shoko asi saiso
Masu kallon mu barkanmu da mace ga fasarar takaitattun labarai mai karantawa Isiyaku Buhari Suleja. A hurba da aka gudanar a babban masallacin Juma'a na ƙasa, wakilinmu Abdullahi Ajiya ya rubuto mana cewa limamin masallacin Professor Ibrahim Makari ya bayyana cewa lokaci ya sake zagayowa domin tunawa da mazan jiya da kuma daraja su game da abun da suka yi wa ƙasa da kuma waɗanda suke raye suna kan yi. Ya ƙara da cewa babu abin da ya kamata a yi masu da ya wuce yi wa mazan jiya addu'o'i. Ya kuma kira ga al'umma da su kauracewa abin da zai iya kawo rashin zaman lafiya. Wanda ya wakilci shugaban ƙasa Muhammadu Buhari, shugaban majalisar dattawa Ahmed Lawo ya yaba wa mazan jiya da kuma wayanda suke bakin aiki game da ƙoƙarin da suke yi wa ƙasa. Ministan babban birnin tarayya Muhammad Musa Bello ya yi kira ga sabon mataimakin inspector general 'yan sanda mai kulawa da shiyoyi 7 na hedikwatan Abuja Kayode Egbetekun da ya kara karfafa yaƙi da masu aikata miyagun laifuka a babban birnin tarayya. Wakilinmu Onoze Yakubu ya ruwaito mana cewa ministan ya faɗi haka ne a lokacin da ya amshi bakoncin tawagar manyan jami'an 'yan sanda wanda inspector ya jagoranta don kawo masa ziyara. Daga cikin tawagar akwai kwamishinan 'yan sanda na babban birnin tarayya. Ministan babban birnin tarayya Muhammad Musa Bello ya kai ziyarar ta'aziyyar rasuwan Esu Kwali. Wakilinmu Onoze Yakubu ya ruwaito mana cewa a lokacin ta'aziyyar ministan ya bayyana marigayin Esu Kwali Sha'aban Nizazo na 3 a matsayin shugaba mai na kwarai da wadda yana son ci gaban ilimi da kuma kulawa da harkar lafiya. An kuma yi masa addu'an Allah ya gafarta masa. Jama'a, ƙarshen fasarar takaitattun labaran kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
Nnọọ n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa, aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Ono. Abalị 5 ọbụla kwa ụbọchị izuụka ọbụla ka ndị okpukpe Islam ji ekpe ekpere maka Jumat. Abdullahi Ajiya wetara akụkọ na ọ dị otu a na ụlọ okpukpe ha dị na National Mosque ebe onye imam ha ọkammụta Ibrahim Magari mere ka ha kpere ndị agha ala anyị ma ndị dị ndụ ma ndị lagoro mmụọ ekpere n'ihi àjà ha na-achụ na ihe banyere nchekwa ala anyị. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ha kpere ụmụ amaala ala anyị bụ ndị na-akwalite udo ma na-eweta ịdị n'otu n'ala anyị ekpere. Ọ gbakwunyekwara na ekpere a bụ iji merube emume ncheta ụbọchị ndị agha nke afọ a. Minista n'isi ala anyị Muhammadu Musa Bello agbaala onye isi ndị uwe ojii n'isi ụlọọrụ ha dị na Zone 7 Kayode Egbetukun ume ka o jide ka o ji n'ihe banyere ịlụso mpụ na ori ọgụ na isi ala anyị. Oyiola Yonoze Yakubu wetara akụkọ na ya bụ minista nyere okwu agbamume a mgbe ọ nabatara ndị uwe ojii welitere isi n'ọkwa nakwa onye isi ndị uwe ojii n'isi ụlọọrụ ya dị na Zone 7. Minista n'isi ala anyị Muhammad Musa Bello akọwala onye eze ime obodo Kwali lala mmụọ Shaban Nizazo nke atọ dịka ezigbo onye ndu ma bụrụkwa onye nwere mmasị na ihe banyere iwulite ngalaba agụmakwụkwọ na ahụike. Onoze Yakubu wetara akụkọ na ya bụ nwa amadi kwupụtara nke a mgbe ọ gara ndị ezinụlọ ya mgbaru akwa n'ime obodo Kwali. Ya bụ minista gakwara n'ihu duo ndị eze niile nakwa ndị na-achị isi site na ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị ume ka ha ṅomie ya bụ onye eze lala mmụọ. Igbo bụ Igbo ọgwụla ka ọha anyị n'ọnụ. Ndewo.
Kalẹ̀ wo ẹ̀sìn fún dédé ìwòyí ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín látẹnu Mọ́bọ́lájí Mátì. Ìmáàmù mọ́ṣáláṣí ńlá ti ìlú Àbújá ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Ibrahim Makari sọ wípé a ní láti rí àwọn tó fi ẹ̀mí wọn lélẹ̀ fún orílẹ̀-èdè gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni yìí tí ọpẹ́ yẹ kí a fi àdúrà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ṣì wà láyé pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè tí wọ́n ń ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún àlàáfíà ìrẹ́pọ̀ àti ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn àbúlé jí àròyìn wípé Ìmáàmù Makari nínú wàásù jímọ̀ rẹ̀ lónìí òde yìí fún ayẹyẹ ọjọ́ ìrántí àwọn ọmọ ogun tí wọ́n fẹ̀mí wọn ṣiṣẹ́ fún orílẹ̀-èdè sọ wípé a ní láti fi ẹ̀mí ìmoore hàn fún àwọn tó papòdà. Tó ṣojú ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari níbi ìjókòó ọ̀hún, ààrẹ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà Ahmed Lawal sọ ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ètò ọ̀hún. Ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn àwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà nínú ogun ló jọ́sìn ní mọ́ṣáláṣí ọ̀hún. Aláṣẹ ìlú Àbújá Muhammadu Musa Bello ti rọ igbákejì ọ̀gá àgbà ọlọ́pàá tuntun fún olú iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀ka keje Káyọ̀dé Ẹgbẹ́tókùn wípé kí ó tẹsẹ̀ bọ bàtà kan náà láti gbógun ti ìwà ọ̀daràn àti àwọn ọ̀daràn ní olú ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Ọ̀nàṣẹ́ Yakubu ròyìn wípé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí wáyé lásìkò tí aláṣẹ ìlú Àbújá Muhammadu Musa Bello gba àlejò àwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà láti ẹ̀ka keje ní iléeṣẹ́ rẹ̀ l'Àbújá. Ọ̀pọ̀ lọ́gàlọ́gà ló rin ìrìn àjò náà pẹ̀lú ọ̀gá Ẹgbẹ́tókùn pẹ̀lú ìpinnu láti ṣiṣẹ́ bí ó ti tọ́ àti bí ó ti yẹ. Aláṣẹ ìlú Àbújá Muhammadu Musa Bello lásìkò ìrìn àjò ìkẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú àwọn ará ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Kwali lórí ikú ọba ìlú ọ̀hún ọba Shaban Nizazo kẹta sọ wípé ọba náà jẹ́ ènìyàn kan tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ìdàgbàsókè ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti ètò ìlera fún gbogbogbò. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Ọ̀nàṣẹ́ Yakubu ròyìn wípé aláṣẹ Muhammadu Musa Bello gbé ọ̀rọ̀ náà kalẹ̀ bí ó ti ń kẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú àwọn ará ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Kwali lórí olóògbé ọba Shaban Nizazo tó papòdà láìpẹ́ yìí pẹ̀lú àdúrà kí Ọlọ́run tẹ́ sí afẹ́fẹ́ rere kó pa àṣìṣe rẹ̀ mọ́. Àwọn ará ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ náà dúpẹ́ fún ìgbésẹ̀ tí aláṣẹ gbé lórí ìrìn àjò tó kì í dùn kó pọ̀ ṣeun ní ọbẹ̀ oge títí wòye ọ̀la ní àṣẹ tó dùn rẹ̀ Ojúmọ́ Ire ni yóò mọ̀ wá.